The Florida Project is A24's newest film and is also one of the rounds of Oscar contenders that have been coming out in the last couple of months. It's directed, written, and edited by Sean Baker and stars a bunch of kids and the Green Goblin. So, we're back to Oscar stuff, which means I get to start getting views again. How do you know I didn't say The Foreigner would win Best Picture? Huh? How do you know? You don't. How do you... I mean, I didn't, but... this movie obviously had a ton of buzz, still has a ton of buzz, great reviews. People are saying Willem Dafoe is the frontrunner for Best Supporting Actor right now, so I went into this movie with those things in mind, saying, alright, I'm going to look out for what the Academy might be looking in this, while also keeping in mind the quality of the movie. And coming out of it, it is not an amazing, impeccable masterpiece. But it's a very good movie. There is a lot to love about this film. But there are also things that don't 100% work, and I'll kind of get into those after I talk about the good things about this movie. Sean Baker, primarily, did a very good job with the direction of the film. It's a very, very well-directed movie. It's stylistically sound and consistent. It looks great. It's a great-looking film. The cinematography is excellent. I really, really love the color palette the movie used, as well as what the production design used in terms of color and shape to complement that even further. As a whole, Sean Baker did the best that he could as a director. He got the best out of the child actors and most of the adult actors. He really brought a message to life through most of the sequences that he crafted. It feels very realistic the entire way through. He did a great job. He really complemented the thing that works best about this movie, which is kind of its lens. It manages to showcase the innocence of childhood right next to the terrors of poverty-stricken adulthood. And you're able to see that through the eyes of a child that's innocent and hasn't really been exposed to the wrongs of the world yet, as far as they know. But you're also able to see it as your own audience member, seeing how terrible their situation is. That's what works best about this movie, because it's able to go back and forth seamlessly, where you're laughing at certain scenes that are comedic, but 2 seconds later you're devastated or heartbroken, or a sequence that's going on is difficult to watch. That's where the movie does its best job. That sort of leads me into Willem Dafoe, so I'll sort of talk about him and his Oscar stuff. He's very good in this movie. I didn't think he was out of this world amazing. I thought he was very good. He really puts on a performance in this movie. Calling him as a frontrunner is ballsy, in my opinion. I will say, I said this last year, the Oscars give two kinds of supporting performance awards. They give A, the ones that steal the show, like J.K. Simmons in Whiplash, or B, they give the one that complements the movie and lifts it up even further. That was Mahershala Ali. This is a B. This is a performance that complements the film. What I found most interesting about his character and his performance is he's the middle ground between the innocence of childhood and the terrors of adulthood. He develops in a way where you can tell what you're supposed to be seeing in terms of that lens, and also how the story is developing. The story develops, yes, but the main development in the film is him and his character and his interaction among the other characters. And he performs that very well. Do I see him winning the Oscar? I think it's too early to call that. I don't think he will win, but then again, I haven't seen any of the other performances yet, so I don't know. I think a nomination, though, a prediction for that is sound. In regards to performances, I think most of them were good. The main kid, Brooklyn, New York, She was great. She did a really great job. So most all of the kids were very, very good. Even when they weren't on screen a ton. Like, there's one in the beginning who, like, moves away. He was really good. The only kind of performance issue I noticed, there was one woman who played a waitress, and she was okay. She did not match the caliber that everyone else hit, but it was excusable. It was fine. I guess kind of talking about not leveling to everything else in the movie, I'll use that as a segue to talk a little bit about the script. The script isn't bad at all. It's not close to bad. But it's not as good as the direction and the editing and all that other stuff that I mentioned before. It's not necessarily bad dialogue. There are rough patches of dialogue every now and then. There are a couple of times where they're like doing the modern talk, you know, and being, that guy's whack, you know, and shit like that. And it kind of felt crammed down your throat. It was a little, I was like, we get it. I understand. Thank you. Okay. But that wasn't an issue the whole way through. One of the things that I noticed about it was certain elements of repetitivity. Now, there are elements of repetitivity used in this movie in the right way, and for a good way, and ways that I did not see coming, and were really interesting to me. But there are other instances of it where there are a lot of scenes, like quick scenes too, 30 seconds, of the little girl playing with her friends. And they, towards the latter half of the movie especially, they were slightly excessive, to the point where they almost kind of felt like filler, and a little unnecessary to the movie. I feel like 10 minutes cut off this movie would lead to a not so dragged on last half. That's not to say it's brutally dragged on. That's to say there's a little bit of, okay, we're definitely wrapping up, but I feel like we should be wrapping up more quickly. There was a little bit of that I felt towards the ending of the movie. Those are my only real issues with it, though. The script and a couple performances that don't hold up to the entire rest of the movie. That's wrong. There's one more issue I had. The ending sequence of this movie. How do I put this? I really, really, really like the idea behind it. I love the concept of it, and I love what they were going for with it. But I did not love the execution at all. I'm talking about the very final scene, by the way. And if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I don't even know how to put it. It's just, it was a great idea, and they try and do something with it, stylistically, and it doesn't work. It's very jaunting and out of place. And maybe it was supposed to feel like that, but it actually got a physical reaction out of me to where I kind of leaned in and went, what the hell? I think it could have been more effective if it had been crafted like the entire rest of the film had been made, but it wasn't. And it was a little unusual. That was my thing with it, I guess. What else is there? Oh, the kid from Get Out is in it. The brother, the stoner brother. He's good. He was in like 2 scenes though, but he was fine. Overall though, I really like this movie. Number rating, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. It's definitely something that's worth getting out to see, especially considering that there's some real shit out right now. Oscar-wise, if you want to hear my sort of summary of that, it's a movie that's either going to spread like wildfire, or it's not going to catch on at all. I'm interested to see how that happens. I think seeing the Golden Globe nominations and seeing if it shows up there at all could be a tell. I think Willem Dafoe will take a nomination at the very least. Winning is a stretch, but I think if you really want to see everything Oscar season-wise, you should see this one. Get out to see it. It's definitely worth it. It's a well-crafted movie with a couple of minor issues. That's my take on the film. So, what did you guys think? Have you seen The Florida Project? Have you not seen The Florida Project? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.